Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So diving right in, let's hit the thrift shops. I'm going to multiple different thrift stores today between Durham and a couple in Hillsborough, and I found some interesting things that I wanted to kind of highlight for you. I'm finding a lot of these textured lamps, and these are still very trendy, so it's really fortunate that you're able to find them in the thrift stores, at least in my area. And I'm also looking through the picture frames at all of the shops that I'm in because I'm trying to make a collection for myself. I also thought that this dish set was really pretty, and it was like a full set, which was really nice at $1 per piece, which was pretty good. I also spotted this woven basket, but it had a heavy insert piece, so it wasn't just woven, so you could put water inside of it, and it reminded me of the popular ones on the McGee & Co website. I also thought that this marble clock was really nice. It's very heavy. It was hard for me to pick up with just one hand, but a very interesting piece with the rounded corners, and I considered that for our house. This large silver dish also caught my eye. I'm not sure if it's real silver or not, but it definitely has a pretty patina on it, kind of like a large shell shape almost. They had it priced at $8.99. And then I spied even more of those rattan large woven vases. I thought that was pretty cool. These were priced fairly nicely at $9.99 and $12.99. I always like to look at the ceramics and pottery to see what sort of interesting pieces I can find, and this one was really pretty. I love the matte finish on it and the intricate edges, as well as the roses on the inside. This wicker desk was also a really good deal for someone looking for one at just $83. For that style, I thought that was actually pretty good, and the drawers all worked smoothly. But at the same shop, I found something that was really pretty but very overpriced. This is just a piece of fabric. It didn't have finished edges or anything, probably about 2 yards, and for some reason they had it marked at $7.50, so I was kind of disappointed in the price of that. Also found some very large baskets. I was tempted to get this one right here and remove the lining on it, but it was just a little bit wobbly. But I did think that it was a great deal still at only $6 with the handles, and I really like the color of it, so I wouldn't have had to do any sort of update on the color. These lamps were amazing. They're not my style, and they definitely had them marked pretty high at $175 a piece, but very unique. So now let's get into the portion where I show you what I actually brought home. The first thing that I want to share with you is this little DIY piece that I brought home, which is this very simple, very boring single bar stool. This lone bar stool was in Goodwill. It was $9.99. Honestly, I've seen them for less than that before, maybe even $5.99 or $6.99, but still I went ahead and picked this up. My plan is to really distress and antique this, and also cut some of the height off of it and make it a little sort of side table accent stool, something like one of these. And these can really get pricey. I'm sure you already know that, but these kind of primitive looking wooden stools can really cost a lot if you're buying them online antique, or even the ones that are just the faux antique that are new are still quite a bit. So I'm using multiple different tools. I have done this process before on my rustic skinny bench, which you can go and watch, but I like to use the back side, the claw of a hammer, also the front to create some dings, some scratches, and definitely my wire tool as well. So to really round out your distressing, I would recommend definitely using one of these wire drill attachment tools. These really work to make these deep wood grain marks. And so what I like to do is take a chisel and kind of chip off some of any edges like this, and then also go in really heavily, excuse my band-aided finger, with that wire attachment and make these really deep scores all along all of the wood. That plus taking off and chipping away at some of the edges begins to make a distressed look. And you can do a lot of the distressing with a hammer too, but I definitely recommend that wire tool for some of this as well. I'm just going back and forth over this with these different tools a lot of times until I really get a very heavy level of antiquing. And some people will say with this process to sand it first and then antique it. I prefer to do the opposite because the way I see it, a lot of the antiquing methods are going to remove some of the stain on their own. So why sand more than you have to? Just do this first and then go back and sand what's left. So that's the way I do it. Anyway, so now that I've got the majority of the stool where I think I'm going to cut the legs off sort of done, I'm just stopping to figure out what kind of stain I'm going to use. And what I tried first was about half and half mixture of a walnut stain mixed with a true black stain. And I just kind of wanted to test out on some of the lower parts of the legs there where I'm definitely not going to be keeping that part anyway, and see what it looks like. I'm going to be using a staining sponge for this project. I like how these apply stain, and so I'm just testing out this mixture. For this one, I kind of like how this looks with this really dark stain on it, and so I'm thinking I'm going to go with that. I also did test out just the walnut, even though I kind of already knew what that looked like. It's a lot lighter. I think both are beautiful, but I'm going to go with the darker stain on this one. This is what it looks like when I'm just about finished. As you can see, I did go ahead and chip off a lot of the edges. I did that down the legs as well as the outside of the perimeter of the circle there. And just so it would be really, really deep, because once you put the stain on, especially a dark stain, it's going to kind of hide some of it. So I still wanted it to be very distressed. I actually find staining pieces like this kind of therapeutic because it's so easy to do, and just to go over it and immediately see the change is kind of nice. I did have to get some more on my sponge and go more deeply and press into some of the divots that I made, but it's not too hard. Definitely want to do this outside where there's plenty of fresh air though. Now, the nice thing about this project is I thought that if you like this project, you should be able to do this, because I see bar stools all the time. Look on Facebook Marketplace as well. And this is what mine looked like once I was done. I cut down the legs to about the height that I wanted for it to sit right here beside the sofa. And I think that this has a charming, primitive look to it, kind of like the one shown here. I'm really happy with it for $10. Now, I did go ahead and also pick up that blue marble clock that I showed you from the thrift store earlier. I couldn't resist. It was $8.99, and for such a substantially sized piece, I really couldn't help but think about all of the clocks that I've been seeing on the high-end designer sites that are quite expensive. So for under $10, I wanted to give this one a shot. I did try it out on my mantle first of all, but to be honest, it didn't look too great there to me, so I'm gonna keep searching for the perfect place for this piece. I also want to show you this beautiful vase that I found at a separate Goodwill. This was the only piece I found in that particular shop, but it really caught my eye. I love the little detail around the top with those little rings hanging down, and the colors in it were perfect together. So I looked this one up. It had $9.99 on it from the thrift shop, but I just wanted to know if it was an older piece or a newer piece. And what I kept finding for this exact image was that it's actually a vintage piece. People are saying from around the 70s, and so I'm not sure about that, but I think that it is really pretty. It was going for over $100 on several sites online, so I think that for $9.99 that's still a really good deal. I tried it in the same spot as I was trying the blue clock, and I thought that this just looked a lot better up there. I actually love the way this looks up there. It adds a lot of character and just a little bit more depth to the mantle. I tried it by itself or with this other one put right beside it for a little bit of repetition there, and let me know which one you like best. Now, when I mentioned that I had been looking through picture frames trying to make a collection, what I'm trying to do is come up with a collection of brass picture frames. So that one is very big and bold, but I have been seeing these antique brass frames on different sites, and boy, they can really get expensive depending on where you're shopping and the sizes and everything. For the 5x7 there, you can see from Williams-Sonoma, this is $105, $125 for the 8x10, so they can really get up there, just depending. I plan to make a collection of them, and I hit the jackpot at this one thrift store I went in. They had put a lot of frames out, and I found so many, and they were just 50 cents each. So some of them are very vintage looking with lots of character. Some of them are the bifold kind that open with two connected. I went through and used some Rub and Buff and European Gold on all of these after the fact, and kind of got them looking a little bit more of the same tone as you can see here now. So I'm ready to put them together into some sort of fun little gallery wall somewhere. I need to find the perfect nook or corner or somewhere to do that. Let me know if you have any ideas on your favorite spots for gallery walls. Another small thing that I got from the thrift shop was just this candle, just a very simple candle, but it was brand new. This is Sand and Paws. I'm sure you've heard of Sand and Fog, and this is kind of like a little subset of that. The scents are just made particularly to hide pet odors, I guess. I don't know, but this one is just cinnamon and vanilla, and it smells really good. The only thing I didn't like was the brightly colored lid, and so it occurred to me, since I still had my sander out from working on the bar stool, that I could just simply sand that off, and that would probably be the easiest way to change up this lid without too much trouble. I'm holding my phone to film with one hand, and that's why it's just kind of spinning right there in the shot. But even so, it was very simple to just really quickly sand that off, and now it's perfect. These go for about $25 new, and this one was only $2.99, so I feel like that was a really good deal. And this smells so amazing. So sometimes you just get lucky and you can find even brand new items in the thrift shops. And now for a subscriber score moment. This is someone who watches the channel has sent me some of her favorite finds. This is Carla M from Northwest Georgia, and she found this beautiful little false graph crock that's blue and cream. It's just perfectly on trend for only $2.99. She also found this mini-sized little coat holder, which I think is meant for jewelry, but she's using it for her keys in her entryway, which I thought was adorable, just $1.99. If you have a find that you would like to share with us, just send me an email at subscriberscores@gmail.com. I hope today's video has given you a little bit of inspiration to get out to your local secondhand shops and look for some items that are far less than retail for your home as well. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you enjoyed. I hope that everyone listening has a fantastic week, and I will see you at the next video.